You know, there are times when I'm making a video where I know I'm going to be in the minority opinion for it. And this is probably one of those videos. Welcome to the video, ladies and gentlemen. You've seen the title. You know what we're talking about. Let's dive into this. I'm excited to play Black Ops 6. And I feel like I'm the only one that wants to do it. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that I am. Not everyone is on social media posting about why they're excited to play this game, and honestly, you don't have to be. But it really feels like nobody is excited for this game, and all I'm seeing on social media, at least, are people that are just saying that it's going to be bad, or why it's going to fail, or why it could fail, and there's not really a positive twist on it, and that's the entire point of this video. Congratulations! You've all been not tricked at all. I'm actually going to try and explain why I'm excited for this game. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this video has taken me like 10 years to try and record. Every time I go to do a talking point, I just spend about 10 minutes talking about World at War and Black Ops 1 and how the games were good in some aspects and not good in other aspects, and how Cold War is basically like World at War because it was the starting point but for the new era, and how Black Ops 6 is going to be the next Black Ops 1, and then I was just gonna keep on going. But instead, you got to hear the rest edition of it, and now why I'm ready to just be done with this video. So here we are. Black Ops 6. I'm excited to play this game. Are you excited to play this game? If you're not, well, why'd you pre-order it? Of course, not everyone has pre-ordered it, but, you know, I'm just really exhausted to make this video at this point. I just want to be done. People are worried about Black Ops 6. Why? Because Treyarch hasn't really proven us a point as to why we should trust them. And honestly, it's not just Treyarch, it's Call of Duty in general. It's Activision Blizzard. It's every stinking thing. But if we look at the track record, we have Cold War, which is mechanically one of the best games of all time, and also story-wise is one of the worst of all time. If the other two didn't follow it. Right after Cold War and that great experience of 7 months of no actual round-based maps and just Outbreak, when you had Firebase right there, what a disgusting map that is, followed by Mauer, what a great map that is, but why does it have to be 7 months apart? We follow it up with Vanguard, which we're not really going to talk about because, you know what, some people enjoy Vanguard, except it's only one map that I ever hear that people talk about, and you know what, that game is not worth paying the full price or even $10 for one map. So you're not going to see gameplay of Vanguard from me because I didn't play Vanguard, never wanted to. Hopefully that doesn't make anyone upset. And then after that, we followed up with Modern Warfare 2, because we like sequels to sequels, which didn't have any zombies, so let's move on from that. And then we have Modern Warfare 3, which had Outbreak zombies. And again, not really worth talking about, except for one point, they only ever release one map. Who makes a zombies experience and only releases one map? At least Cold War had like at least 10, and Armada was the last one, which was kind of cool. But you know what? If Armada was the only map that there was, I would be sick of it because it's only one map. And that leaves us to today. I'm really exhausted. This video is way too hyperactive for me. I just really want to be done recording this video. You don't understand how long this has taken. It's almost embarrassing at this point. How long have I been on YouTube? 11 years almost? And I still can't record a video to save my life? But here we are. Black Ops 6 is releasing 1 to 2 days. It really just depends if you're from Australia or not, or if you decide to pretend you're Australia even though you're not. And honestly, I'm not going to do that because you know what? I have to work. So Friday is when I play the game for the first time for me, and I'm going to live stream it, probably. So, I'm out of breath. Maybe you're asking yourself, dude, the title of this video is why you're ready for Black Ops 6, and you haven't said a single word about why you're excited for it. And you're right, I have not. I'm excited for it because I don't care. And that's pretty much the only reason I got. It's just that I don't care about the opinions that are coming out of why this game is going to be bad. It's not that I don't dislike the people making the content. You know what? A lot of those content creators I actually really enjoy and have enjoyed for a very long time. By long time, I mean when they started their channel and then when I saw it, which had a little gap in between there. We're already talking about it too much. And even if they're not OGs, I still enjoy some of their content of even the newer content creators, which is really cool to see as a matter of fact. But it's because of the fact that I don't want to let the negativity of at least a lot of views, even if the early access points towards it being not a great experience, to affect my judgment of the game when I first play it. When Cold War first released, a lot of people really enjoyed the game and were really excited about the game because it was the next Treyarch experience that was going to bring it back a little bit to a more casual experience. And also, remember the trailer for that and how excited people got? No, it wasn't to the extent of what Black Ops 4 excitement brought, but it was really exciting to see, ooh, what is this? Is that Nocturne Totem D Machine? Ooh, what's this map? There's an underground. What's going on? This is so sick. And then when it was released, it was really cool. And then, of course, we started to lose interest in about a month's time, where we started to, get a little bit tired because of the live service experience and how we needed to have a map that came out a little bit sooner than it did because we're all just really impatient. But technically that's due to the live service experience and we're all used to it now. And so we expect content to come very, very quickly, and it has to be content that is consumable. And so it's kind of an issue for a lot of games now to be able to make up for it. But they are a AAA company. They can afford it, right? And so what we're left with is seeing the past of the modern Zombies era experience that hasn't really been up to that same park that all of the other games were. Of course, a lot of the Zombies experience didn't start to get really high until about that Black Ops 2 era, which Origins really, really skyrocketed. Not initially. Nobody really enjoyed that ending cutscene initially, but you know what? I didn't hate it, I'll be honest. I just kind of said, cool. Can't wait for the next game, I guess. Then Black Ops 3 came out, and boy, oh boy, did the community ever get hyped. And the more the maps came out, the more the community got hyped. And then when a map came out that not many people liked, which technically Shadows was not really loved, but the Giant came out and people loved that one. Zetsubo came out, and not many people enjoyed that one. Some people really didn't like the map initially. I do remember that time. And you know what? The game survived because we got Gorod Krovi with one of the best trailers that we've ever gotten, at least for live service experience, because the PPSH came back, and also it's a really sick map that kind of brought the Black Ops 1 aspect to the Black Ops 3 experience. And then Revelation came out, which the trailer was way more sick than the actual map was for a lot of people, at least initially. And then Black Ops 4's trailer. The reason why I bring this up is because that game was the 4th and 5th installments in the series. And in the new Zombies era, at least for Treyarch-led games, this is number 2. Which, if you heard at the beginning of the video why I mentioned that Black Ops 6 was kind of like that Black Ops 1 experience, this is why. World at War storyline wasn't really that crazy, and it wasn't really that fleshed out. There were a lot of little tiny pieces, but it wasn't really a fleshed out storyline or really much of a storyline. And then Black Ops 1 came out to start to really flesh in that storyline, aka just give us a bunch of questions of what the heck is going on, and none of us understood it, and honestly, I don't think they did either at that point. But then, of course, the moon happened and blowing up the earth, and how absolutely gnarly that was. And that leaves us with Black Ops 6 potentially being the Black Ops 1 of the new era. Cold War was the innovator for the mechanics, at least, that really stepped up the game, and a lot of the storylines was really not that good in the first 2 maps. And then the 3rd map came out, and we had Klaus and the Cerberus wonder weapon, which were sick. And then we had Forsaken, which did actually add to the story, if we're gonna be honest. It doesn't mean that the story was great or ended great, but you know what? It did increase the story. Of course, Vanguard and Modern Warfare 3.2 technically adds to it, but I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really care about any of that. There were a couple cool cutscenes, at least for Modern Warfare 3.2, so you can give it that, I guess, but gameplay-wise, that's an absolute disgrace. And now we're left with Black Ops 6, a clean slate for a new development team that doesn't really have a lot of the people from the old Treyarch that we all grew up with, and we're left with an opportunity. This game could go south. It could be horrible. It could be the worst of the series, but so could have all of the other games. Black Ops 3 could have been an absolute dud. And some of the maps are still not really beloved by the community, and in all honesty, in at least recent takes of these maps, some of these maps were not really enjoyed by some of the community, and people are starting to make it known. And so with all this, we know the potential and how an entire game can lose its following. I think the greatest experience of that was Black Ops 2. A lot of people started to leave the community, and a lot of people did when Black Ops 2 was in that really funky era, when Transit and Die Rise were the only 2 maps, and obviously Nuketown and the Green Run in general were the only maps that were released on that game. People were not believing the game was going to go well. And you know what happened? Mob of the Dead, a map that is considered a top 5, if not a top 3 in pretty much everyone's list. Black Ops 2 could have been the turning point that Black Ops 4 ended up being, but they turned it around because a new development head was in charge. And here we are, Black Ops 6, a new development head with a new development team that we don't know very well. Now, of course, like I said, not everyone is new to the team. There are still some older veterans there. Not a lot, but there are still some. So what we have here is an opportunity for the game to succeed, and that's what I'm excited for. It's the chance that this game will be good. I'm not going to let the opinions of what people say dictate how I feel about this game and what I think the potential is. If we only look at the bad of something and how it could fail, or we always keep our mindset of how it's going to fail or how it could fail, then it completely takes away from what it could be. It already brings us with a negative view on the game before we've even opened it. Yes, some people have had early access gameplay, but that's like such a small fraction of the entire community. There is so much of the community that has yet to play this game. And you know what? There are going to be people that enjoy Black Ops 6. There are going to be people that dislike it. But if we write the game off before it even comes out, what on earth are we doing? For those that were able to play it early access and were able to at least test it out and saw the flaws that were there, you can have an opinion on it. It's absolutely fine. And you can warn the community. You can give constructive criticism, and that is a-okay. But once you begin to turn and just bash the game so that other people just don't want to play it because your opinion matters to them, then that's simply going too far. It's one of the main reasons why I've avoided so many spoilers for this game, because I see the titles, I see clips, I see parts of these videos where it's just straight up bashing and not as much giving constructive criticism. And I just kind of hold my head just like, what are we doing? And it's the main reason why I'm excited to play this game. I know the development team can knock this out of the park, and I am excited and awaiting what they're going to do. And the best part is, if you're on Xbox or PC, I'm sorry, Sony, is that we can play the game on the Game Pass for a reduced price. For whatever the Game Pass costs for you, you can play it for only that much. And the best part about that is, if you don't even like the game, you have hundreds of other options for other games you can play. We don't even have to buy the game full price in order to be able to experience it. Yes, there still will be money that you kind of put on the line essentially, but how many games have you bought that you don't even play that could potentially be good games, but you just never played? If you have Steam on your computer, there's probably 50 odd games at least that you haven't played, myself included, but most of them are free or like $1 games that I couldn't convince my buddies to play, and I'm still trying on a few of those games. But this is an opportunity for Treyarch to do something. Yes, they are going to have to overcome some stigmas because the community is just going to have them, because they haven't given a solid zombies experience that matches the casuals and the hardcores since Black Ops 3. And for some, it's even beyond Black Ops 3. And so here we are. I am ready to play this game. Once it drops on Friday for me, because I'm not going to go and pretend I'm Australia to play it on Thursday. So when it comes out on Friday, I'm going to open up the game. I'm going to play it for the first time with a fresh, clean slate and probably die on round 4. And I'm probably going to do it on YouTube. So that's just wonderful. So thank you all so much for watching. If I do end up live streaming it, I hope to see you there. I know you're going to want to play this game as much as I do. If not, well, I'm going to play the game. So, because that's where we're going to end the video. See everyone in the next video. God bless.